Good evening. The time is 9 p.m. U.S. Central Time. This program is coming to you live from Chicago. And in the news at this hour, our top story, the criminal investigation being conducted by the Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. into the Trump Organization has expanded to look at possible bank and insurance fraud. The New York Times reports that New York State prosecutors indicated in court proceedings today they have been investigating President Trump and his company for these possible crimes. Prosecutors argued that undisputed news reports from last year concerning Trump's business practices make it clear the DA's office has a legal basis for the subpoena seeking 8 years of Trump's personal and corporate tax returns. The public record, they allege, points to extensive and protracted criminal conduct at the Trump Organization dating back over a decade. The nature of that alleged fraud was explained by Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, in testimony before Congress when he stated that Trump routinely inflated the value of his assets for loan and insurance purposes, but then undervalued the same assets for purposes of property and income tax payments. The Supreme Court ruled last month that New York prosecutors must be allowed to examine Trump's tax returns. However, the court also permitted the lower court to entertain an amended complaint, which is why this second round of argument is proceeding. No word yet on when a final decision will be issued. Congressional leaders are back for another round of negotiations on the next economic stimulus bill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows met today to try and get closer to an agreement. The major sticking points now are the $600 unemployment benefit that expired last week and funding for state and local governments. With the country's jobless numbers up for the second week in a row, the pressure is on to arrive at a bipartisan agreement. Here is our nightly coronavirus update. The virus is causing new waves of both personal and economic pain across the globe. The Australian state of Victoria declared a state of disaster, which puts millions of people on lockdown. In Manchester, England, an emergency has been declared because of new outbreaks. Mexico now ranks with the third highest number of coronavirus deaths. The U.S. leads, and Brazil is second. In Berlin, a large crowd of far right-wing political groups gathered to protest the German government's virus restrictions. Students are starting to head back to school in the United States, and attempts to keep the coronavirus out of the classroom are already showing problems. An Indiana junior high school student tested positive on the first day back after attending class for part of the day. Another student in Mississippi tested positive after the first week of classes, and Georgia's largest school district confirmed at least 260 employees have either tested positive or been exposed. In areas where school has not yet started, leaders are still weighing about how to proceed. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says he will make a decision later this week about whether schools in his state should reopen. Here are the latest numbers from the Center for Disease Control. Total cases now in the United States, 4,650,000. That is up from yesterday's number by 47,600. Estimated death toll now stands at 154,500. That is up from yesterday's figure by 470. More news in just a moment. Now this.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
9:04 p.m. Continuing with our news report. In business news, Microsoft says it may buy internet chat and video platform TikTok from its Chinese owners after President Trump announced his wish to ban the popular forum, claiming national security concerns. Some tech experts worry that banning the app would only make other tech giants like Facebook more powerful. If Trump wants to ban it, he could attempt to do so through emergency economic powers or an executive order, although it is not clear what legal challenges that would face. Two major bankruptcy filings today. Tailored Brands, the parent company of Men's Warehouse and Joseph A. Bank. Also, high-end department store Lord & Taylor. Year to date, close to 4,000 companies, large and small, have filed for bankruptcy, up by approximately 30% over the same time period last year. On Wall Street today, moderate upward movement on all three major indexes. Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 237 to close at 26,665. NASDAQ rose 158 to 10,903. And the S&P 500 finished at 3295. That's plus 24 points. In the nation's weather report, Florida dodged a bullet with Tropical Storm Isaias, which had been downgraded to a tropical storm status as it grazed along the state's eastern coast over the weekend. Isaias is making landfall tonight in the Carolinas and has re-strengthened to a Category 1 hurricane. For Chicagoland, tonight mostly cloudy with a low around 62. Scattered showers on and off, but clearing after midnight. Tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 71. That doesn't sound like an August temperature reading, but it is predicted to be 71. Tomorrow night, clear skies with a low around 60. Midweek looks pleasant, mid-70s for Wednesday, back into the low 80s for Thursday, and sunshine both days. Our current conditions under mostly cloudy skies: 67 degrees at Midway Airport, 64 at the lakefront, relative humidity a damp 73%, and a north wind at 16 miles per hour. AccuWeather radar shows thin, low-flying rain clouds throughout much of Chicagoland. No storm activity, just spotty showers here and there. The time is 7 minutes after 9, and once again here at Radio City, we have 64 very pleasant degrees.
Live from Chicago, Variety Broadcast presents Radio Classics. Now, here's your host, Tom Edwards.
After long enough of being alone, everyone must face their share of loneliness. In my own time, nobody knew the pain I was going through, and waiting was all my heart could do. Hope was all I had until you came. else on earth I'd really rather be. Life waits for us, share it with me. The best is about to be, and so much is left for us to see. And when I hold you, baby, baby, feels like maybe things will be alright. Baby, baby, your love's made me free as a song, singing forever. Only yesterday when I was sad and I was lonely, you showed me the way to leave the past and all its tears behind me. Tomorrow may be even brighter than today, since I threw my sadness away. Only yesterday, only yesterday when I was sad and I was lonely, you showed me the
Radio Classic starting us off with a lovely one by the Electricians, or the Plumbers, no, the Drywallers, one of those unions, I don't remember now, Karen and Richard Carpenters, for you on Radio Classics, 9:11 p.m., 11 minutes after 9 o'clock in the evening, U.S. Central Time. Lovely day here in Chicago today. The calendar says it's August, but the thermometer says something more like mid-September. I don't know, boy, what's going on here. 64 degrees at the moment down at the lakefront. I'll take it. I'm not complaining, but it's a little bit strange. Well, I am doing my best with a public service announcement on my Facebook page this afternoon. Trump wants to delay the election, but libtards won't let him. So Republicans, show your support for the president by boycotting the election and staying home on November 3rd. And if you get a mail-in ballot, why, throw it in the wastebasket. He doesn't want those either. And you know what? Now, of course, that's glib, but in all seriousness, if you look around on different internet platforms, Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, you will see some of these Republican secretaries of state and various election officials in charge of the balloting office, the voter registrar, that's the word I'm groping for. Voter registrar's office, they have Facebook pages and Twitter platforms and so forth, and they're trying to explain to people, now please be sure to vote. Get an absentee ballot. He's got them all confused. Well, it isn't even confused. I mean, they just charge right ahead with whatever he tells them to do. If he says stick your head in the door jamb and slam the door real hard, I guess they'll do it. He has told them that mail-in balloting is no good, so they're not going to do it. And they're writing messages on these various sites like, the president says we should not use mail-in ballots. Well, fine, you bunch of nitwits, then go right ahead. Jump off the cliff. Who gives a darn? Anyway. Well, how are you doing this afternoon? I mean this evening. I guess it could be afternoon if we have anybody listening in, the Fijian Islands or something. It's tomorrow there, isn't it? Which means the show already happened and I ought to be in bed. Now I'm really messed up and confused. What am I doing here? Here are my notes. All right. Get a grip. Hey, you want to play trivia? Well, let me tell you a little bit about that. If you're new to the show, this is how we do it. We play trivia, our world-famous game, for Monopoly money. And then whoever saves up the most Monopoly dollars by the end of the broadcast wins a fabulous, princely grand prize. We are now on side 4 of the Monopoly board, up to the third of the glitzy green trio. Our grand prize tonight is Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, if you're just sort of hanging in the background, not signed in, that's okay. You're welcome to just listen to the broadcast if you wish. I'm glad you're here. But in order to play the trivia game and chat with our other audience members and contestants and whatnot, all you have to do is sign in with a Google account. Google and YouTube are connected. So if you have Gmail or Google Payment or Google Voice, any of those, why just sign in with your regular name and password and it will hook you right up. If you don't already have an account, it only takes a minute to get one, so just follow the instructions on the screen. But like I say, that's just optional. Whatever you wish to do is fine. Now, remember, for our trivia game, no search engines, no Google, no Bing, no Alexa or Siri, no consulting with any electronic friends. You can ask boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands and wives, but on the honor system, no search engines. Spelling is an issue if it involves a proper noun, like somebody's name, an article of literature, like a book title, movie title, song title, that kind of thing. We use it as a tiebreaker. Speed is of the essence. The first entry on the typewritten chat board wins the round. Now, a quick word about that. Whenever you type your answer on your screen, you're going to see it almost instantaneously. Don't be confused by that, and don't think I'm cheating you. I promise I wouldn't. It has to transmit and go through the wires, through the internet, and la-di-da-di-da, and get to my screen at the other end of the internet, and you won't see it on your screen at the same time I do. Just be aware that I don't show any favoritism on that. Whoever has the first entry through the system wins the round. Okay. Well, now that I got all of that out, I'm really out of breath. I need to get a drink of water. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Now is the time for all good folks to come to the aid of their party. Don't pass the buck, but give a buck to the party of your choice. Here's what we mean: keep politics clean and come to the aid of your party. Don't pass the buck, but give a buck to the party of your choice.
Your political party needs your help. Your dollar may be as important as your vote in making sure the right candidates are nominated and elected. So don't pass the buck, give a buck to the party of your choice. When your authorized party representative knocks at your door, give $1 or more. And be sure to register, inform yourself, and vote.
Don't pass the buck, but give a buck to the party of your choice.
All right, did everybody stay awake through that long tirade about trivia and all the rules? Okay, well, if you're still with me, thank you for that. Let's get right to the game. Here we go. 18 minutes after 9 o'clock in the evening, trivia, round one. Our first question is worth 25 smackolas, and we're under the category of movies. All right, this action-adventure was the top box office hit of 1981. It starred Harrison Ford. It was the first of the Indiana Jones hero films. What was its exact title? All right, $25. Movies. This action-adventure film was the top box office hit of 1981, starring Harrison Ford. First of the Indiana Jones movies. Tell me its full and complete title.
You're the only one that I rely on, a shoulder there for me to cry on, and the hours alone that I'm without you, all I ever do is think about you. No one knows that you're so understanding, even though my love is so demanding. Every time you look at me, then you know we'll both agree that no other love could be. I couldn't live without your love. Now I know
Wonderful voice of Ms. Petula Clark on Radio Classics 9:21 p.m. As we look up today's word of the day with the Merriam-Webster robot, please get things started for us.
Pejorative.
Once more with feeling, Maestro.
Pejorative.
Pejorative. Pejorative. The definition is having negative connotations, especially tending to disparage or belittle, depreciatory. Pejorative derives from the Latin adjective pejoratus. That sounds like a disease, doesn't it? Pejoratus, a bad case of pejoratus, meaning to make or become worse. The word first entered the English language of the late 1880s. As our 7th grade English teacher was fond of saying, use it in a sentence. Spare me your pejorative prattle, you malevolent mechanical meddler. Sounds like something Dr. Smith would have said, doesn't it? Yeah.
That does not compute.
Hush, Ninny, I'm trying to do a radio program. There we have the word of the day, pejorative, from the good folks at Merriam-Webster.com. I'll update you on the trivia game in just a minute. Don't go away.
If it's quality you're shopping for, you'll value this advice. Your A&P has it best at lower price. You will shop confidently at A&P.
All right, our friend Mike notes on the chat board that he seems to be lagging behind on the audio. I'm glad you mentioned that because I have had other friends report that to me. It varies from one device to the next. Now, obviously, with a computer, there's the good old-fashioned refresh or reload button. That's an easy one. Just click reload. Now, if you're using a portable device, it varies on one to the next exactly how you do it. I have an Android cell phone. I don't know if mine works exactly the way yours does, but if you reach to the top center and tug down on the page, that will refresh it. You can also go up to the upper right-hand side, look for the 3 dots, tap there, and then once that is open, you'll see a circular arrow. You can tap the circular arrow. There are a lot of ways to do it, but just reload or refresh your page, and that should catch up. If you want, we'll wait a few seconds for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, audience, nice round of applause for trivia winner number 1. Our first round question was movies, $25. The very first of the Indiana Jones hero films was Raiders of the Lost Ark. And Nicole is on the board with that one, $25.
As I sit staring into this liquid amber, ripples move out to the edge of the glass. Is that really your reflection in there? I just want to jump into the warm depths and be there with you one more time. All right. Hit it, boys. My initials sprayed across the pavement, cutting to your private interview. Talk to me now, step into my room, we'll have a word or two. If I ever had $1 million, if I didn't give it all to you, would you lose interest, show me indifference, foot in another shoe? Not very high heels, not wearing sneakers too. A magazine ad, a printed canvas, a basic new shade, blue suede shoe. Thought I'd like to have a little party, thought I'd like to have a little do. Sure, I stopped drinking, but for the moment, honey, here's looking at you. stop my drinking, give you my promise true. Clean out the closet, the existential, and cast a vote for president too. But for the action of the moment, nothing does what it ought to do. Instant depression, I learned my lesson, nothing that I'd rather do. Come on over my place, can't see him sideways, honey, he's looking at you.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that a nifty tune? That was never a charted hit. It was not on the pop recording charts, but that's Blondie, Debbie Harry and her group. Here's Looking at You, the title of that one. Now, I'm not positive, so don't make me swear to it, but it was on one of her early albums. It might have been Parallel Lines, the same one that had Heart of Glass, but again, I'm not sure of that. All right, don't go away. We'll come right back with Trivia Round 2, 27 minutes after 9 p.m.
Young friends, this is a cuckoo bird.
Pop, pop, Cocoa Pops. Yum, yum, yum. Pop,
Want to have some fun?
pop, yum,
Watch.
yum. Oh, wee. Watch out because I'm Cocoa Pop, Cocoa Pops. Cocoa Pop, Cocoa Pop.
It happens all the time. It's because Cocoa Puffs are made with delicious Hershey's cocoa. Luscious little chocolate crisp corn puffs.
Ah, he caught me by surprise. Oh no, I can't resist them. Cocoa Pop, Cocoa Pop.
Another Big G cereal from General Mills.
That's for Mikey, our cereal guy. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. When he's not eating live cereal, he's tying into that one, which is more in character, if you ask me. Okay, here's Trivia Round 2. Second question of the night. We're under the category of TV trivia this time, $20 on the line. This show was one of Desilu Productions' many hits. It ran from 1966 to 1973 on CBS, and then a couple of more years over on ABC. The stars were Peter Graves, Barbara Bain, Greg Morris, and Peter Lupus as a team of secret government agents. Name the show. All right, Desilu Production, 1966 to 73 on CBS, 2 more years on ABC, starring Peter Graves, Barbara Bain, Greg Morris, and Peter Lupus as a team of government secret agents. $20 for you if you were the first one with the correct answer. Good luck. And meantime, musically, Miss Patsy Cline.
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Oh, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy
for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you.
And now they're playing my song. Crazy Patsy Cline, Radio Classics just for you. 9:32 p.m. as we turn back time and take a look at this date in history. The 3rd of August. On this date in 1958, the U.S. nuclear submarine Nautilus accomplishes the first undersea voyage to the North Pole. Ooh, I get claustrophobia just reading that. 1492, on this date, Columbus and Company set sail. In 1492, Columbus sailed the deep blue. 1977, The Spy Who Loved Me. Oh, that was a good one. Starring Roger Moore, who I think was the best of the James Bond actors. The film was released in theaters across America starting on this date. That was 1977. 1914, Germany and France declared war on each other. Famous birthdays today: Ernie Pyle, American journalist and war correspondent, born 1900. John T. Scopes, American schoolteacher, convicted for teaching evolution in the infamous Scopes monkey trial, as it came to be known. Born this date, 1925, in Paducah, Kentucky. He was born in 1900. The trial took place in 1925. Leon Uris, American novelist, born 1924. Actor Martin Sheen is celebrating number 80 today. American businesswoman and TV personality Martha Stewart, 79. She wears it well, you know. I didn't realize that she was 79. She looks good. And finally, today is number 68 for child actor, at least he was a child actor, Jay North, who played Dennis the Menace. And finally, a musical birthday boy today, Anthony Dominic Benedetto. I'm sure you know him better by his stage name, Tony Bennett, number 94 today. I came upon this nifty story on his Wikipedia biography page 4 years ago. As a 90th birthday gift, Bennett was honored by the unveiling of an 8-foot-tall statue of his likeness in front of the Fairmont Hotel in, guess which city?
The loveliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gay. The glory that was Rome is of another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going home to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care, my love waits there in San Francisco. Above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me.
Mr. Tony Bennett, musical birthday boy, Heart in San Francisco, 9:37 p.m., 23 minutes before 10 o'clock U.S. Central Time, coming to you live from the beautiful, windy city of Chicago. I'll update you on our trivia game right after this important word.
Variety is the spice of life. Take cereals, just Kellogg's cereals.
Variety.
Flakes and Puffs and Pops.
Variety. Corn and wheat and rice. Variety.
Choice at the breakfast table.
Kellogg's Variety, spice of life.
All right, audience, put your hands together for round two winner. Nicole scores 2 in a row. Our category on that one was TV trivia, a $20 question. This show was one of Desilu Productions' many hits. It ran from 1966 to 1973 on CBS. The stars were Peter Graves, Barbara Bain, Greg Morris, and Peter Lupus as a team of secret government agents. That show, of course, was Mission Impossible. Remember turning on the tape recorder? Good morning, Mr. Phelps. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, etc., etc. And Mission Impossible is brought to you tonight by, say it with me, that's right, brought to you by Nabisco.
This is how it starts. Something happens to upset you. Something happens to make you tense up, cause nerves to snap. And with each mounting pressure, excess acid may start to flow in your stomach. First a drop, then another, and another. Result, acid indigestion, heartburn, that burning sensation. That's why wherever you go, always carry Rolaids, one of the most effective medications known for acid relief. Only Rolaids contains this exclusive buffering compound. Rolaids breaks into thousands of tiny particles. Each particle consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. Helps control the steady acid flow. So always carry Rolaids for fast, long-lasting relief. Handy, convenient, Rolaids consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. Rolaids.
I'll bet they sold a lot of the product when that commercial was on the air because you almost feel sick after hearing it, don't you? All right, here's trivia. Round 3. $20 this time. Technology, our category. If I give you a document which utilizes MICR, which stands for Magnetic Ink Character Recognition, to display routing numbers and account numbers across the bottom, what should you do with that document? $20, technology. If I give you a document which utilizes MICR, which stands for Magnetic Ink Character Recognition, to display routing numbers and account numbers across the bottom, what should you do with that document? $20 for the first correct answer. Good luck.
People dancing, people laughing, a man selling
I'm a little bit partial to that group, Chicago, Chicago, on Radio Classic, Saturday in the Park. I'll tell you a quick, cute story about that one. High school, I guess it was junior year, if I recall correctly. That was our chosen theme for our homecoming that year. And what we did for our float, our class float in the homecoming parade, we chose that theme, Saturday in the Park. We dressed up a float for the parade with lots of plants and grass and flowers and everything. Really pretty. Make it look like a park, in other words. Well, the job fell to me because, you know, even way back then, wanted to be in radio, so I had the best equipment to do it. Now, back in those days, typically, if you wanted to make a cassette copy of a song, you know, you had a portable cassette radio and you would hold it up against a portable cassette recorder and you would hold it up against a radio and make a copy that way. Well, I had more advanced equipment than that. I had the kind where you could do it with a turntable and a built-in tape deck internally. Eventually, everybody had those, but, you know, a kid who wanted to be in radio, I was ahead of my time. So it fell to me to make copies of that music, and I did it like, I don't know how many times can you fit it on a 90-minute cassette, about 8 times each side. So that song is like forever burned in my memory, even now. How many years has it been since high school? 6 or 7 anyway. Even now, that song sort of haunts me. I love it. All right, let's see now. Where are we? 9:46 p.m. We got another trivia winner. Good job. Now this time, hey, very clever thinking here. You know what? I did not anticipate this answer. Hats off to Sherry. Yes, what I was talking about, magnetic ink character recognition. What we're talking about there is a check, a bank check. And Sherry gave the answer. What would you do with it? Scan it. And you know what? You can do that now with your own computer equipment or your cell phone. I thought people would say deposit it or cash it, but yep, scan it is indeed a thing that you can do. Unless it's a check from me, then you might as well throw it in the trash because it's going to bounce. But at any rate, Sherry, congrats, $20 on the board now. Nicole leads with 45, an exciting game going. We'll have another question in just a moment.
Sodium can turn up where you least expect it, even in your antacid tablet. If you're concerned about sodium, what antacid do you take? Tums is sodium-free, and it also neutralizes 1/3 more stomach acid than the other leading brand. Tums lets you do without the heartburn and without all that sodium.
Da-da-dum, dum-da-dum-da-dum. The story you were about to hear is true. All right, here comes round 4 of our trivia game. And, oh goody, we're on Name That Tune. Those are my favorite. Audio clue this time. Now, please remember that for a Name That Tune, we need 2-part answer from you because it's a 2-part question, singer and song. Okay, please be sure you include both in order to have your entry counted. $25 on the table. I can give you a quick hint. A number 1 hit record from the year 1980. $25 is yours if you answer correctly first. And remember now, we need both singer and song. Here comes your audio clue. Turn up your volume just a little bit. Listen carefully. Here we go.
Oh, the candles can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me.
And now, here's more of Radio Classics with your host, Tom Edwards.
Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away. There I forget all the joy that is mine today.
know who I am by the song that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll sleep in your clover. Who cares what the morrow shall bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine.
I can't be contented with yesterday's glory. I can't live on promises, winter to spring.
Today is my moment, and now is my story. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today.
There's a pretty one. Those are the new Christie Minstrels on Radio Classics. Today is the title of that. 9:51 p.m. We'll be back to update you on the trivia game and hit you with another question right after this.
I am stuck on Band-Aid brand 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me.
I am stuck on Band-Aid 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me.
'Cause they hold on tight and the matcha Band-Aid cling itself beside.
Announcing an improved stay-on adhesive on Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages from Johnson & Johnson. You'll notice the difference because it stays on you better than anything else you can buy.
I am stuck on Band-Aid 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me.
All right, to help refresh your memory, the same fellow did sing the theme from Arthur. Arthur, he does as he pleases. All of his life is master's toy. The best that you can do is fall in love. Okay, Christopher Cross is the artist on that, but Arthur was not the correct tune. Sailing is the song, and Sherry got that one right for 2 in a row. Congrats. All right, and we now have ourselves a tie game on our hands, $45 apiece for Nicole and Sherry. Let's see if we can do a tiebreaker perhaps with this one. It's open to everybody, of course, but maybe it will break the tie. We will see. $25 question, a sweets and treats category this time. This company makes snack cakes and cookies. In the 1960s, the company founders, Mr. O.D. and Mrs. Ruth McKee, decided to name their wares after one of their grandchildren, which is how the brand got its name. Today, their lineup includes Swiss cake rolls, nutty bars, oatmeal cream pies, and several others. Tell me the brand name of this snack maker. All right? A company that makes snack cakes and cookies. The company founders decided to name their wares after one of their grandchildren, and that's how the brand got its name. Put your answer on the board now. First correct one gets $25. Up next musically, Sam Cooke.
Let me tell you about a place somewhere up a New York way, where the people are so gay, twisting the night away. Here they have a lot of fun, putting trouble on the run. Man, you find the old and young, twisting the night away. They're twisting, twisting, everybody's feeling great. They're twisting, twisting, they're twisting the night away. Here's a man in evening clothes. How he got here, I don't know, but man, you ought to see him go, twisting the night away. He's dancing with the chicken slacks. She's moving up and back. Oh man, there ain't nothing like twisting the night away. They're twisting, twisting. Everybody's feeling great. They're twisting, twisting. They're twisting the night. Let's twist a while. Twisting the night away. Here's a fella in blue jeans dancing with the older queen, who's dolled up in her diamond rings and twisting the night away. Man, you ought to see her go, twisting to the rock and roll. Here you find the young and old twisting the night away. They're twisting, twisting, man. Everybody's feeling great. They're twisting, twisting. They're twisting the night. One more time.
Radio Classics, bringing you the talents of Sam Cooke, twisting the night away. Who knew that over the years those lyrics would evolve to entirely different meanings? Here's a fella in blue jeans dancing with an old queen. It could be somebody I know. Don't look at me when you say that. I'm not old. 9:56 in the evening, 4 minutes till 10 o'clock. Let's see now. How does the trivia game stand? Oh, yes, I have another winner to tell you about. We'll do that in just a moment.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. Almond Joy's got real milk chocolate, coconut and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut. Ooh. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Peter Paul, Almond Joy's got nuts, Peter Paul, Mounds don't. Because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
All right, would our studio audience be good enough to give a nice hand to Susan? Congrats, Susan picked up $25 on that last one, our sweets and treats category. Yep, the snack maker, Little Debbie. So $25 goes to Susan, but that was not, did not break our tie game, I should say. The scoreboard is tied up. 2 entries on first place at $45 apiece. Lost my concentration there for a minute. So what I was trying to say is we still have a tie game, Nicole and Sherry, so I guess we'll have to split the grand prize tonight. We have Pennsylvania Avenue. All right, we'll divide that 50-50 to our 2 top entries tonight, Nicole and Sherry, and Susan in second place with 25, so congrats to all of our trivia players. Well done. All right, I don't know how my concentration went fluey out the window. What were we talking about? Okay, got the trivia game all settled, and I guess it's time to hit the roads. Good thing, too, my brain is sort of falling apart here. Listen, keep a mask on whenever you go out in public, and be very careful to avoid people who are not wearing masks. That's the most hazardous situation. The virus situation is still very bad. Listen to the medical experts. Don't listen to the crazy man in the Oval Office, all right? And if you would tell a friend or two about the broadcast, we are here Monday through Friday, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, and 7 Pacific. Just tell them to punch up on their computer or their portable device, cell phone, whatever, TomEdwards.info, and that'll zap you right onto the YouTube program. Okay, that's TomEdwards.info. I will say thanks in advance for your help in spreading the word. All right, all the best to you. Have a good one. I will talk to you tomorrow night.